This is a Nintendo 64 controller. It is also one of the most hated controllers of all time. But why is it so hated? And what makes the N64 controller that bad? And is it really that bad? We'll be finding that out today in this video. First of all, look at this controller. It looks like you need 3 hands to hold it, and there's actually memes about it. Another thing that people might not like is that the B button is not red and the A button is not green. Why doesn't blue go to start button? Why doesn't green go to A and why doesn't red go to B? Like, isn't all controllers, or like almost all controllers, have that color scheme for buttons? Except for start. Start is really never colored. It's usually black. These right here, this was called the C stick. This looks nothing like a stick. This is a stick. These are more like C buttons. Now, people complain that this is uncomfortable. They say like, oh, it's so uncomfortable to reach over here, but I have big hands, so it's easy for me kind of reach over there, but it's kind of weird. You're just reaching over. But like, when was the last time you actually ever used the D-pad? I don't recall ever using this. Also, may I say, this controller is really comfortable when playing Star Fox 64. Your hands fit nice and real. You can do your barrel rolls real easily, and you can just do it. It's just perfect. And plus, when I go to grip the N64 controller, my thumbs are automatically in line with the A and B button. So that was perfect right there. One thing a lot of people don't like about the N64 controller is that when it's transparent, these transparent controllers, people don't really like how they look. Like, these are just empty right here, like the grips, and also they just look kind of funny. But the main downfall of the Nintendo 64 controller is the analog stick. This N64 analog stick can wear down over time, and it will become less and less responsive. As you can see, I'm barely touching it. I'm just slightly wiggling in it, and you can see it's just wobbling and wobbling. That's because there's like no rubber protection on these. I don't even think there would be rubber protection, but there's these brackets on the inside. Whenever you're moving your analog stick, it grinds on those like bracket kind of things that are inside of the actual joystick, and it just grinds and grinds on that N64 stick, and it gets loose and loose and it gets thinner. The game that really causes this is Mario Party, because in some games you have to like twist it and twist it super hard. Yeah, twisting and twisting and twisting until it grinds. Something that I like about the N64 controller is that this piece right here, you can put a memory card in it. You can also put other things like the transfer pack, where you can like put a Pokemon game into it and like use those Pokemons to battle on Pokemon Stadium. And there's like a rumble pack you can also put on to make the controller rumble. And if you look at the N64 controller, if you take off this top portion right here, these 3 grips, you will be able to see the Super Nintendo controller. Oh, that looks pretty creepy. Another thing people don't like is the hard plastic joystick. It's easy to slip off of it when you're playing, and this isn't me faking it. When you play it, you turn, your finger just slides. But with a rubber analog stick, it doesn't really slide, it stays there. But the N64, it's just hard plastic, so it just slides off. What kind of design is it? You just got rings, and it can make prints onto your thumb? So yeah, that's a Nintendo 64 controller, and is it really that bad? It's certainly not the greatest, but there's even worse controllers than this, like the Atari 5200 controller. Like, that stick Usually every controller that people find, it just doesn't work. You have to get it refurbished. Plus, you can also fix the N64 analog stick. I have a tutorial on it. It's not permanent. It lasts about 2 months, 3 months, maybe even more, depends how much you use your N64 controller. You just take it apart, you put tape around it, and it provides that thickness that it once was, and it's more responsive. Or you can go on eBay or Amazon and order an analog stick that is similar to the GameCube analog stick. Or you can skip all of those and get a third-party controller.